Hi friends, you guys, I have a couple things I want to share. Trying to find a non-glary spot, whatever, from today's workout. So I'm doing 4 weeks for everybody, the super body block, and I'm loving it, okay? There's no FOMO. You can just go ahead and do the original one that's up in your member library. That's cool too. That's such a great program. And I want you to, if you're overthinking it, if you're talking yourself out of it, I want you to remember that it's 4 weeks for everybody. So if that means that you modify the modifier, if that means that you make it your own, if that means you march in place for part of it, that's freaking amazing, you guys. It's 4 weeks for everybody. So instead of looking for an obstacle that doesn't need to be there, instead, how can you show up today and collect your wins, okay? Some of you don't care for autumn. I get that. That's fine. But I have been doing autumn programs for a very long time, and I feel like every program she comes out with is progressively better. I feel like the personal development that she's obviously been doing, she talks about it and she shares these little nuggets, and it is more often than not that I have to hit pause on my workout to write down some nuggets. So she said 2 things today that I want to share with you, and I want you to write these down and put them somewhere in front of your face if it's going to be helpful for you, okay? So number 1, she said, feel the feeling, but don't become the feeling. Feel the feeling, but don't become the feeling. Don't allow those feelings to contribute to a story that's going to keep you stuck. We all have stories, you guys, a million freaking stories. And sometimes we don't even know that we have stories. This is part of the work I've been doing as a mindset life coach. And if you want to have a session with me, like you want to talk through a thought or a story or a feeling, I am at your disposal. Please take me up on it. I need to continue to practice and get better. And it's not me coaching you. It's an entirely different thing. This is literally us talking through something and kind of finding a thread and following that thread. You following that thread and kind of unwrapping it, unraveling it. And there's usually an epiphany, which is pretty cool. You do the work. I'm just here to help you facilitate it, okay? So feel the feeling, but don't become the feeling. I think that this is such an obstacle for so many of us. Like, it's important to hold space for yourself, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Don't hold space. Don't just like fast forward through it. But a lot of times, as part of human nature, we feel our feeling and we just percolate in it. We just talk about it. We think about it. We share about it. We post about it. This is so hard, and this is so unfair, and this is my struggle, and it's not my fault, and all the things that in some aspect is true, right? However, if you allow yourself to not just feel the feeling and process it and hold space for it and then let that shit go, it will take over your life. And that feeling will become a story that will keep you stuck or repeating the same roadblocks and obstacles over and over and over. So there's no like quick snap of the fingers. It takes work, and it takes time, and it takes reconditioning ourselves, our thoughts. It takes, a lot of gentleness, I think. But I want to put that here for those of you who need that you have like legit obstacles and hard stuff going on, and you have fully felt that feeling and you've kind of allowed that to just take over. We all go through seasons and chapters, and some are hard and some are better. And this is no call to action to rush through it, but it's that gut nudge, like, are you living in a feeling that doesn't feel good, that doesn't serve you, that's not helping you feel inspired and excited and proud? And life isn't a highlight reel, right? You're going to have messy, imperfect, icky feelings. That's part of being human. And that's also part of next level in your life, is being willing to take a step outside of your story, outside of your feeling, and ask yourself a couple questions. So if you need help with that, I am here, happy to help you. If you don't want help, then I'm encouraging you to brain dump it. I'm encouraging you to ask yourself, what is the story I'm telling myself, and what feelings does it bring up? And when I think about those feelings, like, how does that impact my behavior? Is there something I'm doing? Is there something I'm not doing? Is there something I'm avoiding? Am I buffering? These are things that we can work through with coaching, okay? So that was the first thing she wrote down. Feel the feeling, but don't become the feeling. I was struggling with some anxiety today around some things happening in my personal life, and I was like, I can kind of treat it as this like third person thing that is in my life, or it can become that. I can become anxious. I can become obsessed. I can become consumed with the what ifs and the worries. But that doesn't ever change anything, and it doesn't make me feel better, and it usually leads to me making decisions and choosing behaviors that don't feel good. And the whole point of this is to feel good. It's to feel proud. It's to make decisions that are just 1% different than yesterday. It's about that forward momentum and choosing to invest the time and the energy and the love and the respect, holding your promise to yourself, right? All of these things are part of that. So feel the feeling, but don't become the feeling. And the second one was, this is the one real place that you will ever truly live. Your body is the one true place you will ever really live in this earthly realm. And so are you taking care of it? Are you showing up for it? Are you doing the next right thing? Are you choosing to be healthy? Are you choosing to focus on your strengths? Are you choosing to put positivity back in your life? I think it's easy and slippery and kind of alluring to watch other people, to keep track of what's happening on social and what's going on over here, and to be so busy watching everyone else's pot so we're not actually focusing on what is percolating in our own. So this isn't about you living your most epic, perfect life all of a sudden. It's not about a snap of the fingers, but again, it is that self-awareness piece that like your body is the only place that you will live here on this earth. You might move, you might have different experiences, different relationships, different chapters and seasons, but your body is the constant. So what can you do today to take care of that body? Not to transform the body. We're not here to do some like huge epic work, right? It's those daily tiny choices, those daily tiny actions that compound. And on the flip side of that, those slippery decisions that, well, I'll wait till next week. I'm going to give myself a little grace with this. Those things also compound. So are you living in alignment with your truth, with your promise, with the thing that you say matters? If it matters, then let's take some action. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't even need to be 100%. It doesn't even need to be, it just needs to be 1% better than yesterday. Those two things, the feel the feeling, but don't become the feeling, and that this is the one place you will ever live in this life is in your body. Like those things, I had to hit pause on my workout to write them down. I wanted to share them with you because those things, that stuff inspires me. It doesn't make me feel judged or criticized or anything else. Maybe once upon a time, I might have taken a little offense. Like I would have been like, what are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying that I'm letting my feelings drive my life? Like I could hear old Sarah saying that. And I'm coming to you as someone who's done a lot of work and a lot of personal development. And there's been a lot of chapters and seasons, and there's been hard, and there's been growth, and there's been broken. There's been all those things because that's just freaking real life, okay? So wherever you're at today, I want you to give yourself grace, but I also want you to step out of your story, out of your feeling, out of your current circumstance, and just ask yourself with a little bit of grace and love, am I living aligned? Am I doing what I say matters? Am I prioritizing the stuff that I say I want? And if you're not, you don't have to like burn it all down and start from scratch. You just do one thing. You're just 1% better. You choose to listen to something that inspires you. You choose to move your body in a way that feels good, that moves you closer to that next level version of yourself, whatever that means for you. We all have different goals. We all have different goals. We're all in different seasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. But those two thoughts, I want you to think about those today. I want you to write them somewhere. If they touch you the way they touched me, feel the feeling, but don't become it. And this is the one place I will ever get to live, is in my body. So how can I be healthy today? How can I prioritize it today? How can I be grateful for it today? How can I be excited? How can I choose to be proud of my wins? Collect your wins. Yesterday, I talked about having like a book of wins or whatever you want to call it. But like that thing, having a book of wins, choosing to log that stuff, to prioritize it, to pay attention to it, it sounds totally hokey. It sounds stupid. Like it really won't change your life. But I am proof 150% that it does. The things we focus on grow. The things we pay attention to, they just become stronger and more powerful and louder in your life. So if you're paying attention to everything is happening to me, I'm a victim, nothing will ever go right, this is too hard, I don't have time, guess what? You're going to find proof of that. On the flip side, maybe your life is completely chaos right now, but you can say, you know what? I matter, and I'm going to prioritize 5 minutes today. 5 minutes, I'm going to say an affirmation or something that resonates. I'm going to go for a quick walk. I'm going to do 5 minutes of my workout, even if it's marching in place, and I'm going to choose to be proud and count that as my win, collect that proof that I'm keeping my promise, I'm taking the action because you are the only one, 100% fully in charge of your journey. And a lot of times it doesn't go the way we want it to. So there's a lesson in grace there. But at the end of the day, if you are unhappy or feeling stuck or feeling overwhelmed, we're the ones that choose that feeling. Things might be happening to create that, but we are the ones who choose whether or not we're going to put more energy into repeating that. This is too hard. I'm so overwhelmed. It's never going to work out. Why does this keep happening to me? Versus, what can I do today to care for myself? And how can I be super proud of all those things that I'm choosing to prioritize and collect and just do? Okay?